hot minute. It's 4 years. The last time I did a video was in 2018. Now it is January 26th, 2022. We have all lived through and are currently living through a pandemic. The last video I did, I was teaching U.S. history in 8th grade at the school I've been at for a while, right? It was my first school. Now I am a social emotional counselor at 2 elementary schools in the same district. A lot has changed, but at the same time, a lot hasn't. And part of that is that one of those things, I guess, that has changed is my name. For this channel, it doesn't make any sense anymore. I was perpetually in the middle because I'm a middle child. I was teaching middle school. I felt that it all fit. And I don't think that name is right anymore because I'm not at a middle school. So one of the things, I'm going to change the channel name to Word to the Wise, because even as a teacher, we're always giving those words to the wise to our students. And I'm now a counselor. I just got a position as a high school counselor, so I'm going to be moving up to the high school, which I'm so excited about. I've loved elementary. It has been great, but secondaries, those are my people. I'm excited to go there. Obviously, I'm going to miss my kids, who I have here so much, but I'll get to see them. I'll get to see them when they come up to the high school, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, a lot has happened. 2018, that school year was a tough year. I remember that. But we really got into a great groove, and then the pandemic hit, right? That March, we had to go online. We quarantined for so long, and then we went back online for teaching. Because I teach history, it was weird. I was trying to do it all online, and we didn't know what we were doing, right? We didn't know how to change it. I was lucky enough that I know how to do YouTube videos. I always use a Google Classroom, so I was lucky. But it was a hard learning curve for a lot of people. That fall, we went back completely online. The following spring, we went back in person in my district, which was so scary. But we survived, right? We got through it. I finished my master's program. I got my master's of education in school counseling with a PPS credential. I wish I'd had different advice, though, before I started that program. So if any of you guys are interested in counseling, leave a comment or something. I'd love to talk. I'm happy with what I did. I think, though, that I wish I talked to people. I did the due diligence this time, as opposed to some of my other degrees I've gotten, and I wish that someone had told me that a marriage and family therapist, a master's in marriage and family therapy with a PPS credential, because you get that as part of it, it's just an additional hours, would serve me better. And that's not off the table, right? I might go back and do that at some point. But I wish I had. I wish I got my master's in marriage and family therapy instead of just a master's of ed in counseling. But it is what it is. Yeah, so then I applied for this position I'm currently in, social emotional counseling, and it wasn't what I expected. I have managed to carve out and still do a lot of the reasons I applied for this job and the things I love about it, but there's been a lot of bait and switch and a lot of different things. I don't want to badmouth, my district or what have you, but yeah, it's not been what I expected, thus me applying for a high school position. That wasn't an easy decision to come to, but part of it was that high school counseling positions don't get flown very often, and so I had to take the opportunity. It was something I really struggled with. Honestly, these last 4 years have been a lot of uncertainty, a lot of personal struggles, and that's why I haven't been on here, right? That's why I haven't made these videos. But I feel like things are coming together, and I miss making these videos. So here I am, back, new name, new position. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get to see my kids again. Elementary's been cool, but it's very different from secondary. So I think I'm gonna add some tours of my 2 offices so you can see them before I move. that being said, this position, right, they have to backfill, so I might be doing this for the rest of the school year. Who knows? But we'll see. I'll keep you posted. And yeah, so here are the tours of my offices. Alrighty, so this is my office at one of my schools. This one's my favorite office. I have over here my fidgets, my Therapuddy, my folders for the kids, for groups, some books. Very popular. I really appreciated that Dollar Tree had those for $1 each, so that was cool. I have some curriculum, my tea, and I kind of move everything around in here pretty frequently. Oh, I have that sign on the door to tell kids when I'm meeting in groups. I have my limits of confidentiality, just a breathing exercise. I have my bean bags, the table where we do a lot of our stuff, just some, posters, some more things they can try. Oh my gosh, I love these twistable crayons. They're the best. Same thing with the twistable pencils. These are some conversation sticks that I got. So they just have different things. I put them on both sides so that, oops, there we go. So that the kids can decide. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I like it. I definitely like being in this office. A lot more than my other office. Just my computer, my notes, Uno, Jenga, all very popular. So yeah, just a lot of different, therapeutic tools. But yeah, I love it. I love this stuff too. It's super great. It's magnetic borders. So I have that on the door as well. But yeah, this is my office at this school, and I love it. One thing I forgot to mention was this legit clock. It is, there you go. It's magnetic, and you just do it, and it has a nice ding. It helps my kids stay and know, there you go, when our when our sessions are done. Also, I love these vines. In my classroom, I'd always had the fall ones, which you'll see when I do that, my other sites. Broom. But yeah, I really like these vine ones. I just think they're so pretty, and I definitely am going to put them up in my new office. I also love these curtains. It's just a little tension rod. I didn't want people to, walk by and just be able to see who's in counseling and whatnot. So yeah, they're really good. They block a lot of the sun, but I can still see out, but it's harder to see in. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Like I said already, this place makes me happy. Alright, so this is the tour of my classroom at this school. Fun fact, I've had to do this at least 3 times, and it's because this office is cursed. In all seriousness, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but this is a coping skills poster from Wholehearted School Counseling. I really like her stuff, especially for elementary. We have some positive posters. You also might recognize some of this stuff from my history classroom. We have our therapeutic tools. I love that Therapuddy. It's amazing. Legos are great. Coloring books, the conversation sticks, Jenga, Play-Doh, the squishies. I have my curriculum. We use the Mind Up curriculum. It's by Scholastic, and I think like Jane Fonda or something. I actually really like it. It talks a lot about the science behind the brain and like why we react the way we do. Some more tools. This is a bin of seating options so that we can go and sit outside. My upper elementary kids, my 4th, 5th, really like to sit outside because that side of the classroom, which is where the big table is 100% cursed and makes everybody incredibly uncomfortable. This is my desk. Gotta represent Canada and the US. because that's a big part of who I am. I put this stuff up because it makes me happy, and I needed it at this site because this site is a lot. It's my mom, that's me on the Inca Trail with my sister, women's rights are human rights, my passport from doing the Camino de Santiago, my patch from going to Iceland with my sister. That is the French Camino de Santiago, my buff from doing that. This is, okay, let's make sure I don't, okay, yeah. I keep having to redo it because I keep showing parts that have the name of the school I'm at. That is where I keep my notes, my counseling notes. I actually really like this school has these 12 Tools Toolbox project. I actually feel like it's a pretty cool thing. They kind of teach the kids these 12 basic tools to deal with emotions. I have my limits of confidentiality, self-talk for hard times, the melting breathing exercise. That's definitely one you have to have the buy-in from the kids to do, but it's a really great one. Just some more positive posters. I love these little woodland creatures. They just make me happy. Again, I felt like I had to do a lot in this room just to try to make it a place that I'm okay with being. And I'll talk about that on another day. These are a bunch of stuff that used to be on my desk, but because this site is not really well maintained, it had a giant leak that got all over my desk. That stuff all used to be on my desk, and then I started applying for positions at other sites, and so I just left it packed up. Those are the fall leaves that I used to have in my classroom, Zones of Regulation. This originally was going to be a wall of gratitude, but it's kind of just ended up being a student's artwork wall, which I'm 100% okay. And then this border is also a magnetic border. Yeah, I wish I had kind of discovered these sooner, but I love them a lot. This one doesn't have quite as much magnetic, I don't know, pull as the one that's at my other site, but I still really like it. Some more posters. Yeah, I already said my Zones of Regulation. Oh, this clock, I talked about it at the other site too, but I love them. They're magnetic and they make a nice sting. It really helps my younger kids and when I'm doing one-on-one counseling for them to know how much time we have. This is the creepy side of the room. That's where my taller table is because I also share this room with a occupational therapist and a speech and language pathologist. But they're here on the days that I'm not. Don't think you can quite see it. Let's see if we zoom in if you can see it. Oh, a little bit. That handprint just arrived. It just arrived after a giant rainstorm. So that's creepy. This whole side of the room is creepy. I hate it, the kids hate it, and when I did my first version of this movie, I spent a bit of time over there, and I'm super creeped out, so I'm not going over there. But yeah, we stay usually on this side of the room, mostly at this table. It's too bad that my big kids' legs are too long and that they don't want to be at this table because I hate being on that side of the room. However, we do often go out and do, for the upper grades, we'll do our counseling outside just because this table they feel is too small for them and that side of the room is creepy. So there you go. This is my tour of this site. You can tell it's a little different than my other one. Cool. Okay, yeah, so that side of the room is super creepy because there was a person who was a school psychologist quite a few years ago. I don't remember this happening, so I think it must have been before I was in the district. And I've been in the district for about 7 years. But there was a man who was taking inappropriate photos and sexually assaulting children in that corner of the room. So I don't know if you guys, are into all that, but basically anyone who comes into that side of the office tells me how creepy it is, which sucks for a therapist's office. But this side of the room is pretty good. I've done a lot of stuff to try to make this a better room. I've tried like everything. I did essential oils, I did salt in the corners, I did, one of my friends came in and prayed over there. I've done so many different things, and it's a lot better. I feel like when I talk about it more, it kind of gets creepier. But my 4th and 5th graders were meeting over in that side because that's where the bigger table is, and they're like, this side of the room, I don't like it, it's creepy, I don't like being over here, can we go somewhere else? I was like, 100%. So now my bigger kids, we actually just meet outside, because my little kids are fine with like this section of the room, it seems fine, but that other side is just not cool. So it's sad because we did a whole renovation of this school site, and somehow this room never got renovated. So I feel like it's really kept a lot of those vibes. Yeah, so this is the site. I'm sure you can tell by my tone. This is the site that's a little harder to be at, for a lot of reasons. I don't know that I want to go into it right now in this just tour of my office. But yeah, this site is the reason why I decided to apply for that high school position and leave. I love my kids here. I love them so much, but yeah, there's a lot of things that I don't like about this site, and at the end of the day, there's only so much I can do to try to fix it. And this is my first year at this site, and hopefully my only year at this site. And it's one thing, I was trying to work on my middle school to try to help with the culture, and I'd been there for 6 years, and it was difficult. So yeah, 1 year here, I don't feel like much of a difference. I'm making a difference with my kids, I'm helping them and all that, but it's hard being in a school where it's a bummer being here. I get massive stomach aches starting on Sunday night because I'm here on Mondays and Wednesdays, and they last pretty much until about noon every day. So anyway, I didn't want to go into all of that right now. I'll talk maybe some other time about this specific site and yeah, what's kind of going on here. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the tours. I'm excited to get back into doing videos. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you later. Bye!